Maybe I just say like an athlete's name. You say the first thing you think of. Let's see, Mike Tyson.
Tenacious.
Michael Jordan.
Greatest of all time.
Tom Brady.
Pull that one up. The epitome of a leader.
Kobe.
Focus.
Arnold.
Pioneer. Yeah, so my first love has always been sports in general. You know, probably coming from having a PE teacher and coach as a father. And honestly, looking back, I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, that was our love language in our family. I had a sister that was a Division I softball player, a father who was a college football, track star, baseball player, did all three, a mother who did softball and basketball in college, and then myself who played football in college as well. That was our family. That was our love language. That was how that's what we did growing up, and that's what we communicated and everything. And so athletics has always been a huge part of our family, and it's something that I've based everything, especially with my bodybuilding journey, from. You know, everything had a beginning. I studied exercise science in college, and it's all kind of came to this and transpired into this bodybuilding journey that I've been doing over the last 10 years.
Let's go! Go! Yeah! Let's go!
For me, I had the choice to either I had to work or I played organized sports, and I stayed busy that way. So, you know, I chose the organized sports, and I would play year-round, different sport, 4 sports all year. It taught me so much when it comes to discipline, obviously teamwork, being able to communicate with peers, with other athletes, with coaches, all those life lessons you can get, especially at the collegiate level. When you go into that next level of athletics, it really teaches you some life lessons and makes things for after, say, collegiate or after sports, makes things easier because you've been through these hardships in that. And so that's what I learned a lot from, especially in the collegiate level of that. And it's prepared me for obviously the hardships, the challenges, the discipline that comes with bodybuilding, but also just being a head of a household, being a man and being a father and husband as well. The biggest difference between high school and collegiate level is just probably how much time and energy goes into that sport year round. Because when you're in high school, you know, you're always just preparing for that sport in that season. Obviously, if you specify only that, you might be playing it year round and stuff. But usually at that age in your teenage years, those kids are wanting to hang out with friends and stuff like that. When you get into college, that's probably supporting the way that you're actually in school, right? So you have to focus on that sport. You have to focus on the extracurriculars that comes with that sport, the weight training. That's when that really picks up, the speed and agility, the recovery. So honestly, collegiate sports taught me such a huge lesson that transpired into bodybuilding, because in high school when you're younger, you can get away with everything. You don't need to recover. You don't really need to really focus on nutrition. You ate fruit snacks and went to practice, things like that. You can get away with that, not even drinking water during the day. But as you age, as you get into the collegiate level, those all have to start getting fine-tuned if you want to keep your position, if you want to keep your scholarship. And then as we saw that, moving on from that, going into the competitive bodybuilding world, if I want to keep my sponsorships, if I want to keep my placings, like everything has to continue to develop. The details have to continue to be on point, and you have to continue to up your game as an individual too. When it comes to the mindset of the training part, that's something I had to learn that I learned at a young age, not young age, but young in my career of bodybuilding. And that's just by watching the guys that are successful before me, especially guys like Dorian Yates, who really preach where it's like, it's not about who spends the most time in the gym, it's about who spends the most efficient time in the gym. And so that's something I've really honed in my training over these years, is like, and I know we've discussed this too, is like, especially with a child now, a 2-year-old daughter, and like where we're located, you know, I'm 40 minutes from the gym now. So time is a huge component to my life right now, especially owning 2-3 businesses now. We just moved down the area of Houston, opening up a gym. It's like I'm getting pulled in so many directions. So my time that I actually have here in the gym for these 2 hours that I get in the training time, I want to be the most efficient bodybuilder that I possibly could be in those 2 hours. So that means every working top set is extremely focused. I'm not wasting a single rep, because I don't get those reps back. You know, it's such a niche thing to say, but for me, someone that's on the latter part of their career, like you really start to notice those things. It's like you really don't get, that rep does count, right? You don't want to waste that rep. So I think it's just being able to have this extreme focus day in and day out is obviously going to be such a benefit, but it's something that you need to do in your own career, in your own bodybuilding journey, if you want to continue to take steps forward. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not taking advantage of this situation getting ready for Olympia. I'm one of the first people, like I noticed, I did my Olympia t-shirts, Butcher shirts. I got those out and for sale and distributed, early 10 weeks out, because this, like I said, this is something that I've used this year because I had the disadvantage of I actually missed Olympia 2 years ago due to some health issues. So I actually had to pull out of the Olympia in 2023, about 6 weeks out. That would have been my first Olympia. So it's just like, that one hurt, man. Put me in depression cycle. I had to obviously kind of start all over, rebuild the body. Came back last year and won a show. That was like my triumph for the year, as I came all the way back to stage. Was my best package to date, and I was actually able to win and then qualify for the Olympia this year. So that was a huge year for me last year. But with that is, it took, like I said, it took a lot of extra effort and to get there, and a lot of feels, right? So this, now that I'm qualifying, I've had this whole year to kind of prepare for it. It's like, I really want to take advantage of this time in Olympia and soak up the entire process. So I'm really bringing in this community. As you've seen, you guys have now seen me train with multiple guys from this gym. I'm bringing the leader community with me, bringing our new friends down here. Really focused on me and Martin's whole journey that we've done the last 7 years. It's all coming together with an Olympia appearance together, and then just soaking it in with the wife and kid, man. So I would say that I am making extra conscious decisions to make sure that I'm slowing this process down, taking it day by day, and then really just and waiting for that weekend to soak it in with everybody. I'm having all my family out there, bunch of friends. Like I said, the t-shirts, I've sold over 300 t-shirts of just Butcher shirts, and that's just from friends and family that are supporting. So I love it, man. It feels so good, and that's why you guys have been seeing, like, I keep these smiles on in these training sessions, because it's hurting for sure right now. I'm definitely feeling it, and there's been some ups and downs on this prep, we don't need to talk about. But what it is, that's going to be in every prep, but it's the triumphs are going to be the more important thing here for sure. So my training partner Martin and I, we found what works with us early on in our careers, and that was because we were just lucky enough to train at the same gym in Denver. And then, after spending a year, 2 years, 3 years training together, it's like, it's extremely hard for us to train with anybody else. It's almost like you're just training with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, exactly the routines. Like, we don't even really need to talk when we train, because we know what the next thing's going to be or something, we know the order of exercises. It's not always the same, but we know what we need to accomplish each session. And it flows so smoothly. And, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without Martin, and Martin definitely wouldn't be where he is today without me. And that's just because we've invested in each other and made this a team effort. And I think that goes back to our sport background. He was a collegiate track athlete as well, field. He threw shot put, I think. But he played all the sports in high school, and it's like, we're used to that brotherhood of like the team aspect, even though bodybuilding isn't, but a lot of it is behind the scenes, right? Obviously not stage day when it comes down to who wins and things like that, but pushing each other in the gym, being there for each other in the posing sessions and the recovery sessions, just showing up, and then also just experiencing the same feels and going through the same hardships together, has been extremely something that I'm very thankful for, that we can bounce that off of each other. And it's obviously worked because we both built our way up to Olympia stages, and it's something that we've had to take the risk and the rewards to do so. All right, so everybody, don't forget, we have the Gasp and Better Bodies booth at the Mr. Olympia 2025. I will be there on Saturday, so that'll be October 11th. Obviously, the expo's both days, Friday and Saturday, so October 10th and 11th, expo booth. Can't wait to see everybody there. We're going to have everybody out both days. Big noises, lots of deals, lots of savings, and honestly, just a cool environment, bringing the family from all over the world together. This is going to be the best booth yet. I know that, because this is going to be the best Olympia yet, because the Butcher is there. So we'll see you guys there on Saturday for sure, but both Friday, Saturday, October 10th and 11th, Gasp and Better Bodies. Can't wait to see y'all.